Good morning, my Tubies and my Teletubbies. It's Sheila Truelove here with you this morning. And today we are going to, the topic for discussion I chose because hopefully this will help several other women who have been abandoned by their husbands, abandoned wives. And they are going to talk about, or better yet, they have allowed me to share their experiences about their runaway husbands. So I'm also going to share with you the type of clientele that I work with. I get most of my clients from social media like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Also, I get referrals from some of the clients that I have helped, and they refer me to other people. And I'm so happy about that. I feel honored that they feel, satisfied with my services. Like I said, I work on a donation basis, and I'm here to take emails. I mainly work with emails. My email information is in the section, the information section on my channel here. And like I said, I do get referrals from a lot of my clients. Anyway, I'm going to share with you some of the emails and some of the letters and some of the writings that I have received. And after I read some of these things on Facebook, a lot of the times also, I will send them the information so they have access to me. Anyway, let's get started. I'm not going to mention names, even though I have their permission to share their experiences. The first lady says, I know this is quite personal. I have ended up with HPV due to my husband's cheating. Now I have to have a procedure to keep it from developing into cancer. It just seems like the nightmare never ends. Is this common for a cheater to give his wife STDs? Just what I wanted at my age. Dating these days is too high of a risk. Not dating, but marriage these days, is too high of a risk today. But I think dating too. So that was the first woman. Here's from the second woman. It says, I feel so lonely and weekends are the hardest. I don't have many friends, and those I do have are all in couples, and they seem to have deserted me since my ex left. There's no one who has my back anymore or is there to support me through this. I'm so scared of a future by myself. Wow. If only she knew, honey. Really, sometimes, well, most times, actually all the time, when things like this happen, it's a blessing. But I understand how she feels, especially after you've invested so many years into a relationship. Okay, the next client says, hi, I'm suffering. How could somebody walk out of a 14-year relationship, packed everything while I was sleeping in 24 hours, and never call the person for 8 weeks? Nothing. How is this possible? And what am I looking forward to here as he is living with a new girl from work? I was hospitalized for dehydration and not doing very well. Thank you for listening. Okay, next. My partner of 14 years and my children's father moved out yesterday to his new lover's home. She has younger kids. I've been completely destroyed, and that deep, pitted feeling just won't subside. They've known each other for only a month and a half. I'm having a really hard time fathoming how someone you love so much can do this to our family. Can't believe the feelings. They are so intense, and I just want to be strong. Urgh. She wants to be strong. She's trying. Okay. The next lady says, my husband and I have been married for 20 years, and in September, he got COVID and stayed in our Airbnb across from our house. After 2 weeks, he came back, and on the second day back home, he hits me with, I have had time to think about things, and I love you, but I'm not in love with you. We have 2 kids, 16 and 19. Was happily married, and all was great. He just told me on Monday he wants to divorce. How do you get through this pain, hurt, and sadness? He has always been the love of my life. Everyone that has heard is just shocked. I blamed myself, and he said it's nothing that I did, that it's him. I asked if there was anyone else, and he said no. He has felt like this for some time and thought it would change, but his feelings never changed. He has always had issues showing his emotion. I'm so lost and confused. You always have everything going through your head. What did I do wrong? Is there someone else? How did this happen? Do you have any advice for me? I would greatly appreciate it. Okay. The next one says, I had to meet up with my runaway husband yesterday to discuss a few things. He is very civil, treats me as if I were an acquaintance. There has been no more of the nastiness since the abandonment days, but he is still sticking to the warped view of our history because it justifies his actions to himself and absolves him of guilt. Anyway, I asked a few questions, and he does tend to answer the questions when I ask. I ask, what is so great about your new girlfriend? He said, she is fun. She likes to have fun. Excuse me? I have been crying out to have fun with him for the past few years. This is the man who never wanted to go anywhere, hates restaurants. I can cook better. This is what he says to me. I could cook better. Why go to a restaurant? He hates cafes. He says he can make better coffee. He hates going to pubs. They're too noisy, too loud. The music is too loud, irritating, and drunk people. He hates dancing. He says, I can't dance. So now he's doing all these things with her because she is fun? I have been a fun person all my life. It's only since our marriage 31 years ago, I really rarely get to do this stuff. This is why I go on cruises by myself or with a friend, because he hated doing all of this stuff. Now he's out and about every weekend having fun. I don't get it. This one says, hello, Miss True Love. I really love your channel. I can really use a listening ear and your advice. After almost 34 years together, our anniversary is this Sunday. My husband surprised me last week on Tuesday by meeting me in the parking lot of our apartment building after a long day of work. I thought he was out taking a walk, but he asked to talk to me. We sat in the little garden area in the parking lot, and he asked me if I was happy. I had no idea what he meant by that. Happy from my work day, happy with life, happy with him. But regardless, I just said yes. He asked me if I thought he was happy. I said, I don't know. He said, well, I'm not. And I moved out today. I honestly thought he was kidding, as he had told me he loved me that morning. The day before, we went on our normal long weekend walk, holding hands and grocery shopping. He showed no evidence that he wasn't happy. When I realized he was serious about what he just told me, I asked why. He said he did not want to talk about it. He said we did not communicate enough and that he had been unhappy for years. I told him at that time, remember now, I was in shock, that I would do whatever it took, whatever it would take to make it work. I would talk more if he needed it, but I couldn't fix something I never knew was broken. He said I spoke fine. It was him. and he's all right. I'm not the problem. It's all him. He has always had a tendency to be quiet and hold everything inside. And he said he will never change and he never wants to change. I asked him if he wanted to go to counseling, and he said no. His mind was made up. I was totally blindsided. My world turned upside down and I could not see the sky. I felt sick at my stomach. My heart was beating out of my chest and literally felt like I was in a nightmare and could not think straight. Major brain fog. I asked him why, probably way too much, but told him for me to be able to progress, I needed to have the answers, or at least an answer. He said he would talk to me next weekend. He said if I needed him to text him or email him, so I did that night, basically to beg him to give us a chance. Then I began my Google search and found this group and these people, a group of people that I thought would help. But someone referred me to you, Miss Truelove, and I'm hoping that you will be able to help me. I learned already to give up on the whys, not to focus on getting answers that will more than likely never be known, and to move on focusing on the things that I can control. I can't make him tell me why. It is all a matter of how I react to the situation, rather than the situation itself. That's easier said than done, of course. I am immersing myself in work. We told the kids, all of the children are grown, on Skype. We did a Skype phone call on Sunday, and this was the hardest thing I ever had to do. The kids were shocked and blindsided as well, as they never saw the signs throughout the years that he was so unhappy. He did say this past weekend that our future plans were so very different. But funny thing is, I have no clear direction of where I want my future life to look, or look what I want my future life to look like. So many mixed emotions and dreading this weekend. This weekend was supposed to be our anniversary. And really, I need some words of wisdom from you. I don't really have any close girlfriends, and all my family is on the East Coast. I did reach out to both of my sisters after telling the kids on Sunday. I refuse to speak badly about my husband, even though he deserves it. I haven't felt angry yet, not completely. I'm just so sick to my stomach. My blood pressure is probably through the roof. And I'm still walking, driving, and working in a daze. Wow. Thank you so much for listening. And I'm looking forward to your answer to my email. Okay, who's that? Okay. Whoa, another email came in. Okay, hold on. Yeah. All right, guys, hold on a brief moment. Okay. All right. All right, so that's another client, and I will get back in contact with him as soon as I can. Okay, so that's that. Okay, and then I have another person who I'm going to read a few more of these just so you can get an idea of the type of clients and what's going on out here in terms of these supposedly happy marriages, when, you know, the way things appear on the outside is not the way it is behind closed doors. And my thing is, a lot of these women say that they thought that they was happy. You know, we were happy. Obviously, we were not happy. He was not happy. You were happy, not him. Hold on, I'm drinking my coffee. Okay, another woman says, just a reminder in case anyone is wanting the runaway husband back, they will do it again. I recently took mine back after a few years of the discard and divorce. He said all the right things, went into intensive counseling individually, and we went together. I was on cloud nine. I thought we were the exception to the nightmare and we would be okay. Less than a month of me moving back into our family home, he had moved a few different very young girlfriends in since losing me and our teen-age children. He did it all again. He did it all again in less than a month. But it was worse this time. He went from being so loving and kind to extremely cold and callous almost overnight. It's my worst nightmare. He is far worse than the first time he did this, and I didn't think it was possible. Please, please, please don't let them back in. I'm beyond devastated. I just need to vent and need someone to talk to. I won't do anything to harm myself because my high school and college age children need me. But I wouldn't complain if a bomb dropped over me or I magically no longer existed. This is a nightmare. Ah. The next woman says, now between getting these type of emails and these type of phone calls and looking at divorce court and for my man and wives with knives, I'm like, this is, I have no desire to ever marry again because it's just like one of the clients here said, it's just too risky. You know, she has HPV and she got that from her husband and now she has to go under treatment so it won't turn into cancer. I think we are all aware that HPV is no joke. You have a lot of women who are developing cancer inside their body and they don't even know where it came from. How did this happen? Oh, please. Anyway, the next lady says, I am an emotional wreck today. Barely slept last night. As you will remember, I gotta try to read this with my eyes. Okay. Moments like these, stress is pure poison for me. I know tomorrow I will have to buckle down and get it all done. I know I need to leave. I know this is the right thing to do. Angry that he is pursuing another woman, a girl, half his age, only because he said cancer made me look old. So she has cancer. And now she has cancer. She's looking a little old. You know how cancer could be very draining. Because he could not handle the pre-menopause I was thrown into early due to radiation treatment. My dad never left my mom all the time she was sick. But that's how long ago? That's not the 21st century, I assure you. He was there until the very end. What kind of man did I marry? 23 years I wasted. 23 years down the drain. And for what? To be replaced by some harlot that has no morals, knows I have cancer, knows that he's married. I cannot wait to get away from this house and start new. Please, I can't see, please accept my email and reply. Okay, and I will. And I did, I think I did. Yes, I did. I'm sure I did, actually. Okay, let's see. Tonight I came home, pulled up to the mailbox and started reading my mail. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw someone approach my passenger window. I thought it was my neighbor and opened the window. The asshat, X-hole, pushed his head in the van and put a stuffed envelope into my car. It startled me so much that I just yelled at him. Really nasty, like, what? He said he wanted to give me papers in case I didn't get his email. These were filing divorce. He's filing for divorce. This piece of pus, she calls him pus, was loitering in the dark outside my home, waiting for me to get home. My daughter was in the house alone. She's 25 and refuses to have anything to do with him anymore because he lied and he tried to manipulate her. Time for me to get a restraining order. First thing tomorrow morning. Leave me the F alone, you creepy creep. Good for you, girly girl. Hold on, my darlings. All right, I just wanted to check that email that came in. Yes, it's a new client who's going through hardship with her runaway husband. Anyway, the next lady here says she's 38. She's been married for 38 years. She says, I gave my whole life until that life was sucked from me. And I'm left an empty shell with no supply left to give. Physically and emotionally damaged. I don't even remember who I am, who I was. And I'm old. Wow, poor thing. She says she's old. I don't know if she's old, but okay. I have been screwed out of money. Have to be out of my home in a few months, and I'm afraid I'll end up homeless. I know I will find me, heal, and be better. I know somehow my financial worries will work out. I'm getting a divorce. No contact will be in place except when trying to tie up final legal loose ends, and then only by mail. You haven't been in your situation long until you see that you've thrown away 38 years of your life. I'm trying to live a happy and a fabulous life. And I'm trying to live my life to the fullest, but I'm finding it so hard to do. Help. Okay. Wow. Wow. Anyway, this is just a few of the situations and experiences that a lot of these abandoned wives are going through or have gone through and are continuing to go through. As you see, I turned my phone off because I don't want it to keep blowing up. But yeah, the emails are just pouring in. And I do everything in my power. Like I said, I work on a donation basis. Once a donation hit my Cash App, I'm right on it. But anyway, I'm getting ready to run right now. I have other things that I need to focus on. Anyway, I love you, and please keep in mind, please, being single is not the worst thing that can happen to you. Because as you know, I was married 2.5 times, and since my divorce, I have nothing but peace. I have joy, I have good health, I have relief, I have freedom. And let me tell you what I love more than anything with this flying solo and being single. What I love more than anything is that I don't have to do anything I don't feel like doing. That's a beautiful thing. I love you and talk to you later. Goodbye for now.